Sacrificing time for this shit, man, I got a plan. Tried to tell niggas years ago, they ain't understand. Riding by myself in this coupe, I'm all in my head. Everything in life you can't replace, I build relationships. Pretty little smile make a nigga wanna lock it in. We met the same time I lost a friend, we should try again. You been on my mind, you should hop in. I ain't gon' hurt you, baby girl, you know we locked in. Used to be on FaceTime calls on the regular. Never made time, landed on my busy schedule. Now every time I hit the bay, you know I think of you. Working on
Henny the Moore reporting live from the liquor store, man.
And when all three of us come together, man, it's Cowboys Uncut.
Scottis.
West Coast Cowboy in the middle, the Kanye West of this content stuff.
And I'm a day one type of girl. Ain't nothing wishy-washy over here. I don't jump around, stick to one side. Yeah, the silver, the blue, we got them in their feelings. That star on the field, come pay the D a visit. They say it's hatred, is it? I call it hate and simping. Cause if we wasn't that hating, they wouldn't be in our business. Listen, West Coast say the water tastes better. The fan base go harder, and all the ladies get wetter. Yeah, that's how it is when you straight reppin' for Dallas. We get it in the trap, and landlord tell us what's happening. No explanations in no shape, form, or fashion. When Henny drop the stats, ain't nothing else to be asking. Them numbers don't lie, that's why your argument dry. And we still got them rings, you got your eyes on our prize. Whether an eagle, a giant, or a commando, you in the parking lot crying, we in the Lambo. We stay in our bag, we run it up in the draft. You still talking about the 90s, so who's stuck in the past? Get off me, and I'ma need you 6 feet back. And we ain't hearing nothing till your team beat that. And we ain't scared of running. So one team over here is Cowboys, leaders. Yeah, this you got is the poet. Big up West Coast Cowboys, HTM Sports, and Landlord from Alabama. Y'all check them boys out, man. Don't play around with the Cowboys content. Yeah, and you know it's DC, yeah. DC4L. All day. Every day.
My dear Aunt Sally, we is at the P right now. We gotta go to free agency, then we gotta go to draft, then we can talk about training camp.
And Stephen Jones, who's also a multi-millionaire, moves and feels like a what? Like a dude that is got $15 in his bank account.
We finna come marching to Dallas with our picket signs, ticket torches, everything we can find.
And we are live. What's good with y'all, man? It's your boy, Henny the Moore, reporting live from the liquor store, man. And this is Cowboys Uncut. Right below me, man, we see the one and only Westradamus, West Coast Cowboy in the building with us, man. And at the bottom, you know, God is a Dallas Cowboys fan, so we had to bring a man of the cloth into the building with us, man. We got big time the Bishop in the building, man. What's good with you, brother?
What's up? What's going on, everybody? Welcome tonight. Glad to have all of you with us. Hey, we just here because we know Cowboy fans are starving for content. So look what happened. Look at these three. Well, don't brag on myself. Look at these two superstars up here. I mean, when you see these two faces, y'all know them. We love them all. And then whatever you think about me, I always heard that when the Avengers unite, something good is about to happen. We're finna knock old Thanos out tonight. Let's go to work.
Indeed, man, indeed. But, man, how y'all been? It seemed like we ain't did a show. All three of us together in a minute, man.
Where's you?
Hey, give me 1 second. Let me just turn off my screen timeout so it'll stop turning on.
No, you
but
good,
go ahead.
man.
I'm here, though.
You good. And, hey, Big Time, Tamika said happy birthday, Big Time. She said happy birthday to you.
Man, I appreciate it, Mika. I can't see everything. I'm going to go to my channel for those that are on Facebook and those that are on YouTube and TikTok and Twitter, at least from my pages. Well, good evening to everybody. I got my buddies, my brothers with me tonight. I'm sorry if I don't recognize you, but I'll jump into some chat, and then we can go ahead and talk about it. Man, but I appreciate the birthday wishes that was on yesterday. My birthday was yesterday. Thank all of you that commented, whatever else. I appreciate you all because, remember, you always have to be nice to those that bless you because they don't have to do it. It's just that simple. They don't have to type it in. They don't have to do anything. So whatever that you did for me, I appreciate it. Thank you, Tamika.
Indeed. And you getting flooding in now. I see Joe Trenchina from Italy, not China, in the building. Also wish you happy birthday wishes, man. And y'all, I don't know, man. Like since we haven't came together in a minute, I really ain't got y'all thoughts on a lot of the stuff that didn't happen. Like we had last time we were together, we had a different head coach, we had a different offensive coordinator, different defensive coordinator. We had different expectations for the season. It was completely different the last time the three of us were on the show together. So I don't know whoever want to start. I'm gonna get y'all thoughts about the new coaching staff so far, how you feel about them, and then we'll talk about some more recent news. So Wes, if you want to start your thoughts about that, because I ain't heard from you.
How many people we got up in here right now? So make sure we hit that share button. Make sure if you guys haven't already, man, hit that share button,
64.
share the content.
We got 64 altogether.
Hit that share button, 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 hit that share button. We live on all platforms, so it's gonna go up. Um, but I've been dropped. I was a little bit under the weather for the month of January. I ain't gonna lie. And then I just had a bunch of stuff I had to take care of, and then I was in my feelings and a whole bunch of other stuff. So I just, every now and then you get to disappear in life. You know what I'm saying? Since we ain't in the playoffs, I felt it was the best time to do it. You know what I'm saying? So now it's time to go back to work. So I got my hat on, I got my shirt on, I even got it buttoned up to the top. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to go. But my new head coach, man, it's not the guy that I wanted. I don't really even know who I wanted, to be honest with you. So I can't be like I didn't want him in particular because I really didn't have a guy. Like the only person that I was like really like they should bring back is the head coach, Mike McCarthy. And I'm gonna tell y'all this right here. I have a legitimate an argument on bringing Mike McCarthy back if you brought his assistant, a coach, as a head coach. That's all I'm gonna say. You know what I'm saying? So that's a legitimate argument for y'all folks to be like, oh, that don't make no sense. Well, it made sense to the Cowboys too because they wanted to bring McCarthy back. They just couldn't get a deal with him. You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to bring him back not because I thought he was a great and the best coach, blah, blah, blah. I wanted him to bring him back because I wanted to be able to keep the same expectations. I feel like when you bring in a new head coach, you have to you got to temper the expectations down a little bit. There's only somebody corrected me, but there's only been one coach in NFL history, if I'm not mistaken, who won a Super Bowl in his rookie year, man. And I'm just saying, maybe the Dallas Cowboys are the Jackie Robinson. Maybe we are the Neil Armstrong. Maybe we are the Neil Armstrong of the NFL. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe we're here to set the future in set the future in 2025. I mean, obviously we're gonna have to be because we have a new head coach who's never head coached before, and this is his first year. So whatever he does successful wise in a Dallas Cowboy uniform, it's gonna be the most anybody's ever done.
Yeah. And I'll say this: if I'm not mistaken, I think the last time that it happened that a rookie head coach won and like going for the pros, it was us. It was what's his name that took over the team after Jimmy left?
Switzer.
Yeah, Switzer. Because his rookie season as a coach, we won. But different circumstances, they already had a Super Bowl team in place when Switzer was here. So it's different. Like Wes, you're right about that. Big time. How you feeling about it, man?
I was an advocate because of, I've always said, at least on my show, y'all, that the whole coaching hire would have to be geared around Dak Prescott simply because of what he's getting paid. I mean, that's really one of your first questions if you're interviewing whoever it is. How are you going to make my quarterback better? So because of that, I always thought that the best thing to go with is familiarity. And so it was either going to be Mike McCarthy or Kellen Moore. It's one or two. And I thought that if you move on from Mike, the obvious one would be Kellen Moore because Dak can run his plays immediately because there's so much familiarity with the offense. But when Kellen, of course, kept winning, and I'm quite sure Philly may not want to let him go now, I knew, I didn't think Schottenheimer, but he's familiar with that. If you're going to get rid of McCarthy, he's the next one really in line who's most familiar. I know he's not the real offensive coordinator. I knew it was McCarthy, and I know McCarthy was calling plays. But Schottenheimer's been in that building now for a couple of years, and he knows that very well. So I'm not surprised, but it also, let's go and get the elephant out the room. Schottenheimer fits a Jerry Jones type of hire. Somebody that, he can be himself. He don't have to give up no power. He doesn't have to change anything, his ways of doing things. Schottenheimer fits the bill. All he got to do is just come in and coach. And then I said at the end that we're still in a position, man, that I really feel like that the talent level is going to have to override bad coaching decisions or whatever, and definitely the bad front office. So this is going to be solved within the next few weeks as far as free agency goes. Ones we're going to re-sign, possibly, free agents we're going to sign outside of the building. And then, of course, the draft, just like it's been for the last God knows how many years. We're still stuck in that same position. So it really is a repeat, if you ask me.
Okay. I feel
Yeah,
you.
I mean, it also lets you know that like when everybody was getting mad at West Coast when I was telling y'all that Deion Sanders and these other coaches didn't have a shot at coming to Dallas. They never had a shot, bro. Like, listen to me. The Cowboys' number one choice for a coach for the Dallas Cowboys in 2025, Mike McCarthy. Their second choice, his assistant. You know what that tells me? They were never going in a different direction. That was never going. They were never going in a different direction. And Shoemaker did. If Schottenheimer didn't get the job, then it would have been his assistant that got the job. They were always going to stay in house, and that lets me know that I'm gonna be honest with you guys. We keep yelling culture, culture, culture. Either the Cowboys don't want to change it, or they don't think the coach is a problem because they're not trying to, and nor do they want to. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't listen to me. The only criteria I wanted from my head coaches was that he was offensive minded, and I got that. So and I think I got a caveat because I feel this guy says he wants to run the ball, but he couldn't run it when he was actually helping call the plays. But we gonna see what people can do when they actually get control because I have been in situations in life where I was the assistant or something and I couldn't, I knew more than the manager. I knew how to do it better than he did, but you can't outshine the master, you know what I'm saying? Because when they throw him out, they're gonna throw you out. You know what I'm saying? So,
Before they have the power.
but at the same time, you don't let a team just go down the drain when you know you can fix it too. So I always be complex whenever you hire the assistant coach of a coach that you know what I'm saying that you didn't like. And I mean that because I always be thinking, well, why you just didn't fire Mike and just put him in charge and we would have been better the whole time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But that's not what they wanted to do. I also believe that Mike probably kind of sold them a story and kind of made them believe that he was going, be extra willing to do a deal with them at the end of the season too. I don't believe that Jerry Jones and Mike McCarthy are friends. Not today. I don't believe so because I don't believe Jerry Jones is friends with anybody that he negotiates with and negotiations fall through.
Yeah.
So I definitely believe that Jerry Jones was thinking that, because it, bro. It felt like their whole mindset was going to be around Mike McCarthy was going to come back. And as soon as he didn't come back, they started kind of scrambling.
I
Mm-hmm.
mean, the slander started at that point. Like, he didn't come back. All of a sudden, Mike McCarthy, why Mark Cooper in here, boy? What?
Mm-hmm.
What you mean? and
Yeah.
if that's true, why you didn't tell me like 4-5 years ago when it actually mattered? Like, like what's going on?
Yeah.
But hey, I feel y'all on that though, man. And I will say this to piggyback on what Wes said. The last time that Schottenheimer was actually an offensive coordinator, he was fired for not letting Russ cook. What I mean by that is they blame
Bingo.
him for not letting Russell Wilson throw the ball around 40 times.
Yeah.
So that's why it fills out with him over there in Seattle. Now, granted, Russell Wilson had one of his best seasons ever under Schottenheimer. He didn't have to throw the ball 50,000 times. They had one of the best rushing offenses, and he was able to utilize play action at a high rate. Gave him some easy reads, got him some wide open people down the field, and Russell Wilson looked like Russell Wilson. So I understand what you're saying. Like it's weird because you usually don't really see it like this. Like the offensive coach, like Mike McCarthy had a completely different philosophy than his actual offensive coordinator. Because if you look at what Mike McCarthy has historically done with the West Coast offense, it don't look nothing like what Schottenheimer does.
Nothing.
Schottenheimer like having single back sets, full backs, I formation, power run, play action, chunk plays, and that's not really Mike McCarthy style West Coast offense. So I was always curious on how that dynamic even worked in the building.
Yeah.
Well, that's what happens when when your parents pick your wife. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what happens when your parents pick your wife, bro. You get a whole bunch of characteristics that are like cool, and you get some that'll be like, she a Redskins fan? You didn't even ask her.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't even ask her. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what happens. Like, Mike McCarthy came into a situation where he didn't pick either one of his offensive coordinators. So it's like he wanted to go left, but the Cowboys were like, I think he wants to go right. And I like that. So guess what, Mike? Just make it work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why I really didn't believe that Mike McCarthy obviously he got a fair share. The dude was making $5 million a year to coach America's team. But it's just a weird complex. You know what I'm saying?
It's weird.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure Mike McCarthy feels that way too. And I'm pretty sure that the reason why they fell through with the contract with Mike McCarthy had nothing to do with money.
No.
I'm pretty sure it had nothing to do with money, especially with your first choice. Your first choice, you picked him. That means you're going to accommodate him financially. I promise you it wasn't the financials that was Mike McCarthy's issue for leaving. And I promise you it fell out with Mike. Mike was the one that was like, nah, I'm cool. I promise you it wasn't the Cowboys that was like, yeah, we're cool. No, we're not. I promise you it was Mike. Because Will McClay always gets what he wants. You know what I'm saying? The guys in the suits always get what they want because they kind of look at them as family more than they do these players because they know these players come and go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if anything, he would have took care of Mike McCarthy financially. So, and I know he would have got the financials. You don't even think about putting Deion's name out there unless you're willing to pay a coach. And you know what's crazy? Your head coach right now, I promise you he's not getting paid as much as they would have paid Deion.
True.
Deion, a different kind of
And you got to kind of be contextual to understand what I'm saying. I promise you he took less money than what Deion would have took to come here. I promise you.
Well, I think it's more simple than that, even though you 1,000% West, but let's just be real. Deion is a guy that automatically represents power. Jerry did not want to give up no power at all. You had to give up something to get Deion here. You have to give up something because he's just not coming just to coach. He wants to do something. So I believe that was a major part of, but Deion didn't even get interviewed. They just had a conversation. So there was no interview there, but everybody knew what time it was. He was just driving up his money to get some more money. They were doing just enough to qualify for the Rooney Rule. Yeah, bingo. That's the bottom line.
You know what I'm saying? You get Deion Sanders gets to go, his name out there. And I'm gonna tell you, I love Deion Sanders, but bro, you can't be talking about you not listen, you are him in every aspect of the game.
Yes.
Except for college football, dog. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're not him, bro, in college football. Nick Saban is him. Jimbo is him.
Yeah.
Those dudes have earned the right to be like, they're him. Deion, you're not him in college football, dog.
Yeah.
You're just another guy in football.
Somebody got hit with a super chat from Willie Stovall. I'm not sure which one of y'all, but God bless you, Willie.
Thank you, Willie.
God damn it, Willie. I appreciate you, man.
We appreciate it. But can I change it up just a little bit, Henry, just for because see.
That was from Bishop.
I appreciate you, Willie. Thank you, sir. Let me say this. Let's go all the way back to the season. Thank you, man. I appreciate you, Willie. Let's go back to the Pittsburgh game. That was the game where Rico, the running game, really showed up in a major way. That was the game. Well, we said, okay, Rico should be the number one guy running the football or whatever. At least that was a commitment to the running game. What happened right after that? Zeke started complaining. And the very next week, Rico, they made us some injury. Rico was in a jogging suit. And Zeke got the most carries. And I don't think Mike McCarthy wanted that. The reason why that happened is because Jerry interfered, bottom line. He interfered. Then Dak got hurt, and then Cooper Rush comes in. They get committed to the running game. Rico goes a little crazy on about a 3-4 game hot streak. He goes crazy. I said all that to say this, Henny, and y'all disagree is fine. See, I can see Schottenheimer because his track record says so. That we finally got a coach that West finally gets that hat. They say run the ball, and I promise you, we're gonna run the ball this year. But I got a feeling Jerry gonna go down there and say, "Hey man, I got a $60 million quarterback, and I got a $35 million wide receiver. They need to be throwing the ball, just like he interfered last year by letting Zeke get in. If we're predominantly running the ball and smothering people and leading the league in rushing, he gonna get tired of looking at Dak Prescott, 15 for 22 for 230 yards. And he said, man, I ain't paying this quarterback $60 million to hand off the football. I got a wide receiver who's an all-pro, but we got to pass the ball. I got a feeling. That's why I say Jerry is gonna mess this thing up, because Schottenheimer runs the football. His track record says it the whole time. And I believe that is going to change everything. Even though they say it's a play action pass, that's what Byron Schottenheimer said. That's what he's done. All you got to go back and look at the film, Seattle and all that type of stuff. This is what they did. I promise you, Jerry Jones is not going to be happy with Dak Prescott. Now you look at CDEs, 7 catches for 75 yards, and we leading the league in rushing. I'm telling you right now, Jerry's gonna mess that up. I just fully believe it.
I'll push back on this slightly. Can I go first?
I got some pushback too. I got some pushback too on the running back too. Go ahead.
But I'll just say this: it's gonna be dependent on what they invest in running back, because I'll tell you this: I believe like that there's a possibility for that, because we know. And this is crazy, but they reported that Jerry Jones sometimes sits in on like the offensive game plan meetings and shit like that. I don't understand that, but they say he does that sometimes.
Shit, I do. Yeah.
You the coach.
Yeah, what you talking about? I'm the owner around this motherfucker, and I won a national championship. Like, listen to me. Hey, listen, I gotta say something real quick. Y'all gonna stop disrespecting my grandpa like he ain't won no championship.
No, that was
1947. Man, hold up, man. He was a national champ. Don't be talking crazy, bro. He was a pig suit, bro. He from our hood, bro. Don't be talking to listen. Jerry from our hood, bro. He is from our hood, bro. Jerry and my grandma didn't sit at the same table before, bro. Don't knock it off, bro. Act like Jerry Jones ain't. Knock that off. Jerry Jones know ball, bro. Listen to me. Jerry Jones knows ball. Don't be trying to fake the funk like Jerry Jones don't know ball because we get mad at him. Jerry, and I'm gonna tell you this right now. If you put 32 owners on a test, I promise you, Jerry Jones out-test them all on ball. I promise you, he does. Out of all these, because I'm gonna tell you this one thing about these owners, because this is what I realize about these owners. Right? There's 32 owners in the NFL. It's just like a business. It's just like a business. If you have 32 owners, out of those 32 owners, I promise you, right hand of God, I promise you. Only 12 or 13 of them even go to the games. Out of 32, I promise you only 12 to 13 of them even go to the games. The rest of the owners, they're at home or doing whatever they want to do.
Because there's only one that's the GM of a team.
Yes. Now think about this. Now, on top of that, out of those 12, you have probably 8 of those. Jerry don't know shit, but you got 5 world championships. That's what I be trying to say. Jerry know more about football than y'all do. What is y'all talking about? You just don't agree with him. You just listen to me. You just don't agree with him. But you can't. We gotta stop negating people's intellect just because they picked the wrong thing. You got to remember, every decision you make in life is literally a 50-50 shot. It's either gonna work or it's not gonna work. But we're not about to sit up here and act like the 90s didn't happen and all of a sudden Jerry don't know football. What is we talking about, bro? We weren't even eliminated in the playoffs until week 12 with our backup quarterback. So all I'm saying is, yes, Jerry does know ball, and I'm gonna tell you, you can't. Who are we comparing Jerry against? Us? I'm 42.
Hey, I'm gonna say this. I'm finna reclaim my time because you just interject about this tirade about Jerry. Fuck Jerry right now. But I was just gonna say, man, in regards to what we were talking about, um, it's going to depend on what they invest in. Now, listen, if they go out here and like, I understand what you're saying about CeeDee Lamb getting all the money, Dak Prescott getting all the money. If they spend a first round pick on Ashton Genty and they sell all these jerseys, they're going to let him get the ball. The last time we spent a first round pick on a running back, and remember, I'm gonna paint the picture for y'all. 2014 happened. Right, DeMarco Murray was Offensive Player of the Year. Both him and Tony Romo were MVP candidates. Y'all remember that? One of the best seasons the Dallas Cowboys had in recent history. Was probably one of the closest seasons we got to go into an NFC Championship game. Dez caught it. And then, we had all the expectations going to 2015. You lost DeMarco Murray going into the Philadelphia Eagles, of all people. Tony Romo got hurt. And then the thought process was to get back to 2014. So you drafted Ezekiel Elliott for Tony Romo to protect him, keep him healthy, run the football, and try to get back to what was going on. It's sort of a similar situation right now. Dak Prescott is a veteran quarterback, an MVP candidate when healthy, but he needs a run game. You have not really been able to replace, since Zeke the Menace or whatever, you haven't really had a true running game in a very long time at this point. So getting an Ashton Gentry makes sense. And if you were to get him, Jerry Jones, make sure his investments get used, man. Now listen, I understand that he got that high-paid quarterback. But Tony Romo making quite a bit of money, too, when they were handing the ball off to DeMarco Murray. Tony Romo had got that bag. Tony Romo had got paid. Dez Bryant had got paid. So I understand what you're saying, but if they take the time and they invest into that running back, he'll get 300 carries just like Zeke got 300 carries. That's just how I feel about that.
I don't know, man. I'm not gonna put my mortgage on that because I've seen stranger things.
On anything.
No, there's some things I put my mortgage on, but I don't know if I would put it on that because the Cowboys haven't consistently. Like that makes so much common sense that I could see them not doing it. I'm sorry. Yeah. And you know what? I only feel this way because this is my family. You know what I mean? Like, how some people be like, hey man, we should have a family reunion. And you be like, yeah, it sounds great, but I know my family. Like, I know my people and I know how we act when we get together. So that's probably not the best thing to do right now. Maybe when someone die or something, we'll get together, everybody be sad, and then we won't nobody be tripping. You know what I'm saying? But right now, not so much. You know what I'm saying? Listen to me. I would love that. And I would 100% agree with everything you're saying. And I would 100% want it to happen like that. But man, I'm sorry, bro. Like, we have had obvious stats, like a season where we were 11-0 when we ran the ball more than we passed the ball, and these motherfuckers went out there and still threw the goddamn football, bro.
There you go.
Like, listen to me. The reason why this hat exists is not because we weren't running the ball, it's because we weren't running the ball in obvious situations, bro.
Period.
Like, we were not running it, period. So it's like, that's why when Emmitt Smith said, I was like, damn. I know for a fact Emmitt Smith is smart. He ain't got to watch West Coast. Smart people think about smart stuff all the time. But when Emmitt Smith said what Emmitt Smith said today, when Emmitt was like, I don't know if the Cowboys should draft Gentry. Everybody was saying, well, why wouldn't you want them to draft the best running back? Like, you understand what that? That's not what Emmitt Smith was saying. Emmitt Smith was saying what West Coast is saying. Like, a family reunion sounds good, but I know my auntie don't like my mama right now. I know my sister is mad at my cousin right now. I know my grandma want to whoop all her grandkids. So it's like all of us coming together. It's gonna look good on the picture, but it's gonna be hell. It's gonna be and that's what Emmitt Smith. And I'm gonna be honest with you. You know what's sad? That Emmitt Smith actually trusts that more than anything. And I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm sorry. On that note right there, that's why I'm low-key like, nah, I don't think I want him either, Emmitt. Because Emmitt know these motherfuckers more than I do. And if Emmitt don't even believe, listen to me, Emmitt actually believes they'll put him on the team. They'll draft him. But you know what Emmitt Smith don't believe? That they'll give him the ball.
Bingo. Thank you.
He don't believe it. Emmitt don't believe it himself.
Listen. You had a younger, healthier Ezekiel Elliott. You had a Tony Pollard. You didn't utilize the running game. You had Tony Pollard, the
That two
lead back.
punch is better than the one. Probably the two
Yeah.
punch is probably better than the one.
You let go of Ezekiel Elliott, said that Tony Pollard was the man. You didn't give him the ball enough. The running game has been absent, man. Except the last time the running game was just a bludgeoning running game was when DeMarco Murray ran the ball. Other than that, we have had a case of mistaken identity. And that is that the quarterback, at least in their eyes, they tried to make their quarterback an all-pro, and it has worked in some occasions. But in January and February, where did it get us? And I believe that is the problem that they're having. That's why I said what I said, Henny. They're paying this dude $60 million. They're paying CD 35. Jerry's gonna walk down there and gonna say, because he did it with Rico and Ezekiel Elliott last year. He interfered. He's gonna say, if I needed a quarterback to hand out the ball, I could have kept Cooper Rush as my running back. He know how to do that. He wants his stars to be the stars. There's nowhere in the world they've had a mistaken identity crisis with Ezekiel Elliott, in my opinion, the whole time. Because they try to make him be the Josh Allen type. I'm not trying to discredit Dak at all. Dak Prescott is known as a guy that needs a running game and play action pass. They have mistaken identity that Dak to go ahead and put the ball in his hand 35, 40 times and say, go carry us. And that is not Dak Prescott game. We've been saying
and I'm gonna tell you something to support your statement too. The only reason why 2016 happened, honestly, is because you didn't know what you had in Dak. If you go look at 2016, Dak was not throwing the ball.
No.
I'm about to throw this power statement out there. But my real football people gonna understand. As soon as I say it, Bishop and Henny gonna shake their head like, damn, that's a hard one. Imagine if you paid Dak what he's getting paid right now, but he gave you 2016 stats.
You'll be happy. You won 11, 12 ball games in a row?
No. Listen to me. I'm not even talking about the wins and losses. I'm just talking about his stat line. Okay. He was about 3,600 yards.
Yes.
How many touchdowns? About 24 touchdowns.
29 altogether.
29 touchdowns.
How many
interceptions? 4. How many interceptions?
4.
Now think about this. If you go look at what these other dudes are doing, making that type of money, Dak wouldn't be viewed as a top 5 quarterback.
Not even close.
He would be looked at as a good quarterback, but he wouldn't be looked at as no top 5 quarterback. And I'm gonna tell you what you would also be saying. Those are good stats, but those are not $60 million stats.
Bingo.
So listen to me. In 2016, you know who was the highest paid person on your offense? The dude who got the ball, Ezekiel Elliott. He was the highest paid person on your offense, and he was the youngest and the most talented person on your offense. Dez was. Listen to me. I love Dez.
I thought it was Dez with the highest paid.
No, Dez only had 860 yards that year. You know what I'm saying?
I said highest paid.
No, theoretically, it would have been Zeke because he had to sign. He was on a rookie deal, but he got his signing bonus. You know what I'm saying?
And you're right, he was. But once Romo went down and Kellen Moore broke his leg, you weren't thinking about dropping in no shotgun every formation. You just
you were. Then think about this, and then Dez got hurt himself. Dez was hurt. Dez was hurt several times that season too. So it's like you didn't know what you and I'm gonna tell you guys this. There in 2016. The fan base, if you remember, we were actually split on who should have won that offensive rookie of the year. And that's why Dak brought Zeke on stage with him. Because, and I'm going to tell you, he ain't even on teams, he don't care. But Zeke's dad was like, oh, that's part of the reason why they rock with Dak, but they don't rock with him like that. You know what I'm saying? Because they felt like 2016 would have only happened with Zeke. Man, Zeke was he had like 16 touchdowns. It was ridiculous.
Didn't he lead the league in rushing that year? I'm
Yeah.
serious.
Like it was, but I will say
Was
this.
the rushing
I think the
champion.
number one thing that we can say about Dak, and this is not a shade on his game, because I think it's like I'm gonna say this statement. Dak is at his best when he can lead an offense led by the run.
Run game.
And I'm gonna tell you this: he's the only quarterback when you say that it looks as a negative thing on him. Because I'm gonna tell you this right now: Josh Allen in the playoffs, they should have stuck with the run because number 4 was cooking their ass, bruh.
James Cook.
But they
James Cook
wanted
led the
Josh
league.
Allen to beat. They
The
wanted Josh
man
Allen to beat Patrick Mahomes.
want to be the man, and that's
James
the
Cook
mistaken identity we
Bro,
have.
led the
Cooks was
NFL in rushing
cooking
touch.
their ass.
Led the
Bro,
NFL
Cooks
in
was.
rushing touchdowns.
Say what?
Led the NFL in rushing touchdowns.
Bro, Cooks was. Is that Dalvin Cook's little brother?
It is.
Yes.
Wow.
The way he always posts about that man getting 20 M's. He's like, he wants his brother to get paid.
That's why he going so hard.
Yeah.
This is a little brother, man.
That's his little. Bro, listen to me. Number 4 should have won that game for them, bro, because they had nothing for him, bro.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, that's why I like Austin Gentry. But I feel like
You
unless
feel
he's
like
gonna,
you feel like there will be wasting his talent. You feel that's exactly what you feel.
these are the two things I feel about Gentry. I feel like he's either gonna have to beat Derrick Henry, and Derrick Henry's they're 1 in a million, bro. They're 1 in a million, like the big, strong, bulky running back that just breaks 80 yards. Bro, that's not really how it works because everybody's so fast. You know what I'm saying? So it's like me personally, I would give me 2 good running backs versus 1 Gentry. Because my thing is this: what if Gentry isn't Derrick Henry? Or what if they don't use him? There's so many what ifs. There's so many what ifs, and I got to put all this. And then think about this: what if he don't pass block really good? You know what I mean? Or what if you go 13 games and he gets hurt like the Detroit Lions, bro? Like, then you're where? Imagine getting Gentry and then he gets hurt in week 14. Right now, realistically, you need to be thinking long term. And long term, if you're really committed, I think you guys will feel me when I say this. If you're really committed to something, you do what? You buy 2 of them.
Yeah, exactly.
You buy 2. When you're gonna do job, what are you gonna do? You get 1 suit, but you get how many shirts? 2. Because you can wear that suit every day.
So my next question to you then: why not just get Gentry and somebody else? You have other draft picks.
Because you don't got a 4th round pick, Well, yeah, because we're live, so we're supposed to explain this. We don't have a 4th round pick because we traded for a quarterback that never threw a pass.
No. I'm sorry. That was last year. You don't have a 4th round pick this year because you traded for a wide receiver.
Oh yeah, the wide receiver. My bad.
They didn't get a chance to play with your quarterback, so you don't even know.
Yeah, I don't think he caught one. Man,
he didn't play with Dak at all. You traded from after Dak went down.
He didn't catch one pass from Dak.
So yeah,
you basically traded for a receiver for Cooper Rush. That is freaking crazy, bro.
Crazy as hell. And now you still now listen. Now because you invested in him, he gonna have a roster spot just to figure out if you actually like this man.
Unless you can cut him and get a compensatory pick, because if you cut him and you can get a compensatory pick like a 5th, you kind of eat it. But I'm gonna tell you, there's some things that when we're all up in heaven and we're sitting around just doing random stuff, Jerry gonna have to explain that. Like, you gonna have to explain that, Jerry. Like, bro, I think I might be able to. I think Trey Lance he probably got into an argument with Stephen Jones, a pissing match, and Stephen Jones was like, "You ain't gonna get him," and Jerry said, "You son of a bitch, I am gonna go get him," and when he got it. I'm in my team. I'm gonna go get him. Because remember, hey, listen. Because remember, in Jerry Jones' interview, after it, he basically alluded to that. Like, bro, this is my team. I'll do what I want to do. Like, basically, he alluded to that. Mm-hmm. But the wide receiver, Jerry, what was up with that, dog? Did you guys put the wrong name in? Like, what happened? A 4th round pick for a dude that ended up getting like 5 passes? For a guy that only caught like 4 passes after your quarterback got hurt? I will never understand that.
Yeah. Go ahead, Henry, because I don't go. I knew this was gonna be a fire starter, but
I'll say this. There are a lot of things that everything about a draft is projection. Right? We have no idea if any of these people are gonna be worth a damn.
Yeah.
Truth be told. But this is the thing. I don't even need Gentry to be
the man.
I'm gonna say this. I don't need him to be Saquon Barkley this year because we ain't seen that before.
No.
But can he be DeMarco Murray? Can he be Ezekiel Elliott in
But can
2017,
he be it?
18?
Will the offensive play off? Listen, it's not. We
Hold
gotta
on, hold on,
really
hold on,
take this
hold on,
off the
hold on.
players. Will they call the plays?
But this the thing. Should the sins of the father be revisited upon the son? Why can we blame anything going on now on the current coaching staff? This is an entirely new regime. You can say what you want about
It's not though,
Schottenheimer.
Henny, because you still
Hold
got
on.
Jerry.
Hey, listen, that's your granddaddy. You got to deal with that. You figure that out. I can't worry about Jerry right now, man. I'm just talking about the folks that he hired, kinfolk. Like you gotta go ahead and roofie the man or something. Like that's your grandpa. I
I'm rooting
I
for him.
I understand
I'm,
that.
but I'm also saying I know him too. Like I know Grandpa. I know that if you put that, if them green bean juice mixed with that cornbread, he's not eating it. I don't give a damn
Hey,
how good the cornbread is. I don't give a damn how green bean. He's not gonna eat it, bruh. So why don't you just put them both on different plates? That's all I'm saying,
Cause
bruh.
that's
Like
the thing. I just seen Granddaddy when you separated, like you said, when he separated it, and you put a little bit of that yam juice on the greens. He tore it up.
but
So,
listen to me.
cause
But guess what?
I seen your boy when he spent that first round pick on Ezekiel Elliott. That man would have had 3 consecutive rushing titles if he didn't
I'm
get
gonna tell you
suspended
this
in the
right here.
second year.
I am not gonna be on record going against Emmitt Smith on anything that got to do with running back, and then he be right. Because I'm
I'm
gonna just tell you this right now.
I'm gonna be on record.
Listen to me. Because think about this. He's not Emmitt Smith is not Emmitt Smith is talking about from what he knows about the organization. And what Emmitt really said is, bro, they don't want to, that's not them anymore.
What
Like
Emmett?
we're
What
not listen to, and I'm sorry, if 2016 happened, but bro, 2016 was damn near 10 years ago.
2018 happened. 2021 happened. You ran for 2,000 yards in 2021.
what
And
Emmett
the
is
only season
saying?
you remember is 2016.
No, I go up and down the chart because that's when Zeke came in. That's a comparable because we're comparing from when we drafted a running back. We didn't draft Tony Pollard high. That's why I didn't miss in 2021.
What I think Emmett is saying, he's not me. He's not DeMarco Murray that year. He's not Zeke in his rookie year and a couple years after that. I think that's what he's saying. But what I'm saying is that he really don't have to be. See, if Jenny is getting 15, 16 carries a game, I'm cool with that. Just as long as my number 2 running back have about 9, 10
No,
carries.
if you draft him at 12, he got to get 20.
Nah.
If he get 12,
I'm
if
with
you
We
you
ain't
draft
on
him
gonna
at
that.
we,
12,
we ain't
he
gonna
got to
do it.
get 20 carries.
We ain't running it.
He gotta
No,
get
I'm
24.
out.
He gotta get.
I'm telling you
He
right
gotta be
now.
Kobe Bryant. 24. 24
Yeah, listen
carries.
to me. I'm
Yeah.
telling you right now. If you listen to me, OG, I'm telling you this right now. 15 sounds like a lot. Want to know why? Because we broke. We broke.
Yeah.
We ain't got no food. So,
We
so when
bro-
they come down here and they talk about they gonna give us some free chitlins, everybody go run to them because
Yeah.
they free. But OG, listen to me. That ain't listen to me. 15 carry. Listen, I'm my OG. Listen, they didn't. Oh, they didn't listen. Look. They didn't got my OG, y'all. They didn't program them. He think 15 carries a game is running the ball.
That's what
That
we
is
do.
not OG. That is not.
I
That is
I
literally
know it's not running the ball, but that's what we
three,
do.
six, nine.
That's
But
what we do.
I know, but that's 3 carries a quarter.
so hold on. So Gentry goes at number 12. Hometown hero coming home to Dallas. They hype this story up, sell all these jerseys. Y'all don't think they'll try and make themselves look right? Don't they always try to make themselves look right in the draft? When they went and picked CD Lamb, did they not throw the shit out the football? When they invested the first round pick in Amari Cooper, he got 1,000 targets that first year.
Which is the reason why I don't think we're picking Jenny. I believe we're going to get second round. That's what I think. I'm serious. I don't. Then of course we get into the Stephen Jones thing now. They ain't paying no first round running back. They just not. I mean, they ain't changing their spots. They might change and go get us a free agent finally, maybe one. But they're not changing their base core fundamentals. They learned their lesson drafting one. I mean, even with Zeke, as great as he was, they're not gonna do it. They're just not. I don't believe it. I'm sorry. I hate to be negative on here if you want to call it that. I just can't see it. I believe they'll go get Hampton. They may go get the kid from Iowa, Johnson, and they feel like these guys are all that anyway. So
Hampton probably end up in the first round, Kinfolk, at the end.
yeah, I said at the end, yeah, coming out like that, yeah, they I seen some publications that say maybe second, but I understand what you're saying on that. I just can't see us going first round with a running back in the first round. I just can't. I hope I'm wrong. That'll tell you the question on whether they're trying to support their new head coach when they already know what he likes to do. If they draft Gentry, if you're going to go get the best running back, I think it's universally known. There's just a few arguments that may say he's not that dude, but most people think Gentry is the guy. So show me, because you got to hit a home run at 12. It ain't no doubt about that. I ain't talking about no base hit. You got to hit a home run at 12. When you got a chance to draft as high as we are right now, you got to hit a home run. Gentry is a home run pick. You know you need a running back. You know that's the big need. Since you want to be a running back, you go get the best player. Will Jerry and Steven, despite their theories about drafting a running back in the first round, are they going to let that get in the way, or are they going to support their coach? Because we all know
and I'm gonna keep
like.
And I'm gonna keep it real. Gentry had a better college career than Zeke, but I don't think that the Cowboys view Gentry as a Zeke. They viewed Zeke as a like you got to remember Zeke broke a 76-yard touchdown in front of Jerry Jones in the AT&T Stadium.
Yeah.
Like, boom, 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 go home, Zeke. But all you saw was 15. All you saw was 15 in cleats, beats and cleats. That's all you saw. 76 to the house. You know what I'm saying? Jerry felt that Zeke was a difference maker, like not a running back, but a difference maker. Like difference maker. I don't believe that's why Zeke went 4th overall. Like Zeke wasn't the number 1 running back, bro. He was like one of the top offensive players off the board outside of quarterback. Who else got drafted?
It was an argument made with that he was the best player in the draft.
Yeah, because who got drafted 1 and 2 and 3?
Well, we know our big debate was Jalen Ramsey. That was who was on the
I know
board.
who got drafted at 1, 2, and 3. I think it was who's the number 1 pick?
It was quarterback. I think it was quarterback.
Let me look. Y'all finna make me pull it up. Give me 2
But
seconds.
I know in 2016, like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like, and you got to think like this. Zeke played against all the top talent, so there was no denying him, and he did it for 2 years.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, like I don't think they. It was both.
It ain't like that. Not like that.
I don't believe. I don't believe they.
Jared Goff, Carson Wentz, Joey Bosa, Ezekiel Elliott, then Jalen Ramsey went.
So think about this: the only positions that they thought were better than Zeke in that draft was quarterback.
Yeah. And Bosa, who was different back then. Bosa was the dog. Yeah.
This Joey Bosa.
Joey Bosa. Yeah.
There's 2 of them.
And when he was healthy, he was it.
He used to be like that. Now all you hear about is his little brother. But
Hey, let's do some random fire hot topics that's out right now, because I know a lot of people is asking questions about like Myles Garrett. We do Myles Garrett.
We can do Myles Garrett, man. Let's talk about it.
Since I brought it up, I'll give y'all what y'all thoughts on it first.
Hell yeah. Matter of fact, go ahead and give them don't give them 12, because you have to pay that man. But give them 4 to 4 if you wanna get Myles Garrett. He'll be better than any player that you pick in the 2nd round. Give me Myles Garrett so I can have the best. And listen, it makes perfect sense because your defense coordinator doesn't like to blitz. He only like to bring 4. So if you only bringing 4, and 2 of them guys is Michael Parsons and Myles Garrett, you probably good. You good, boy. So it makes sense. It makes sense to me. But that might be too rich for the Dallas Cowboys. But that's when you think about the teams that he mentioned. He's trying to get to the NFC East. He done talked about playing for the Cowboys. He done talked about playing for the Commanders. He done talked about playing for the Eagles. So he done brought up 3 NFC East teams. So if you don't make that move, there's a very good chance you might have to play Myles Garrett 2 times a year. Especially if he goes to the Eagles, who need an edge rusher, because people be forgetting they don't really have a true edge. You have to play him and Jalen Carter and all them other boys up front 2 times a year. They are already to build a super team. So I'll trade for the man just to keep him away from the Eagles. Shoot.
You going to West, or you want me to get it? Mine ain't gonna be long.
I mean, you can't. There's no reason on why you shouldn't say no. I mean, say yes. So yes, like yes. I'm programmed like the Dallas Cowboys with the running back situation. Like you know what I mean? Like
you know. Why even bring up false hope when we know Stephen Jones is there? We don't sign big name free agents. We know that. It don't make no difference who you call out. You know we don't do it. Does it make sense? Yes. To get the kid like that. You talking about one of the best defensive players in the whole world. We know that. And you put a draft with Michael Parsons, it makes football sense. But as long as Stephen Jones looking at this cap, as long as they've already put out there, why should we pay for X amount of pay for one guy when we get three of them for the same price? That's what they said last year. This is what we do. So we do free agent. We can do free agency totally wrong. We do free agents for depth. We don't do free agents for impact. We don't. So why should I believe that
Since Amari Cooper.
Since Amari Cooper.
Man, that wasn't even a free agent. That wasn't even a free agent. That was a trade.
That was a trade. So why would I believe that Jerry and Steven are really gonna change their whole philosophy on that? And then the last thing, Henny, and then you can have it, Wes.
Good question. I don't know when the last
free agent that comes out over the last 3-4 years, it is the new free agent playbook. The first team you gonna hear is they're rumored to go to the Dallas Cowboys. What does that do? That draws interest. It gets on ESPN. It leads to that, and it drives the price up for him to eventually go to another team. Nobody ain't coming to Dallas. They because they don't pay nobody. It's the same guy that let Bobby Wagner walk in the door and let him walk out without a contract proposal. It's the same organization, man, that do that. So why should I believe that the Cowboys also going to turn over a new leaf? We don't go get one guy. We do free agency on day 7, and then we look at the XFL. That's what we do. That's the game plan for the free agent. So, or even a trade. Cowboys also love their picks, Andy. So I can't. They'll shock me. Put it that way.
So let me ask you a question then. Would you trade for Garrett Wilson then, who's trying to force his way out? He's not as big as a name as a Myles Garrett. He's still on a rookie deal. You got 2 years to control his contract, wide receiver. Then had 1,000 yards the last 3 years with really no quarterback help. Because remember, he only played with Aaron Rodgers 1 year. It was Zach Wilson the other 2 years.
Well, if you're asking me, my question would be to you is, what are you willing to give up to get them? Because the Cowboys love their picks. That would be my only question. So if you tell, I get that, but remember
he has 2 years left on his contract.
But watch this though. As crazy as it may sound, Henny. You know the Cowboys. We've been with them so long. We know them. They love to prove people wrong. They've already put out and said this, Jenny. We got Mingo. That's our 4th round pick. They gonna really give Mingo a chance to be number 2. I'm serious. You know that. Even if we draft a guy, the draft guy that we might pick up as a wide receiver, his number would probably going to go beat out Mingo and everything else like that. I'm just saying, the Cowboys they spent 6 years trying to prove to everybody that Connor Williams, a lineman that was out of position, was that guy. They did that.
And you know what? He went to Miami. It was a real good player at a different position. So you are right, out of position.
Exactly. But they wanted to prove to everybody that he was a guard. That's all they did. That's all they did. So I can't until I see something different, I'm not going off the false hope. I'm sorry. I'm just sorry.
So this is not related, but you brought up a very good point about Connor Williams. So Tyler Biadasz, even though he was not the best center in the world, he was still a Pro Bowl caliber center. He was still a pretty good center. Connor McGovern left. Starting for the Buffalo Bills. Wes, did you know that Connor McGovern made the Pro Bowl this year?
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, he's a good player. We just never tried him. We never tried him at that position.
Yeah, Connor McGovern made the Pro Bowl this year. So this is my question, because there's a lot of people who've been trying to fight me about we should take a tackle again in the first round this year. I'm of the mindset like, dog, you don't have to have a Super Saiyan at every position on your offensive line. Because even when you think back to 2014, 2016, Ronald Leary was an undrafted free agent, and Doug Free was not a high pick. You had 3 first-round picks and then 2 regular guys. That was enough for you to be the best offensive line in the National Football League. You just spent a first-round pick on Tyler Smith. He's an all-pro already. That's solidified. I'm not mad at it. You spent a top 100 pick on Cooper Beebe, and he's already looking like he's going to be a Pro Bowl center eventually. You just took Tyler Guyton. He only started like 11 games last year. So you mean to tell me you're finna draft a left tackle, have him with no NFL experience, and is I guess you're gonna cut Terrence Steele and eat his save that little bit of money, I guess, and then move Tyler Guyton back over there where he has no NFL reps either? It just don't make sense to me. What are y'all thoughts about people wanting offensive line in the first round after you done invested everything you had in the world in offensive line so far?
Mine
If
is
it's the
simple.
best thing to do, then you got to do it. Just fans gonna be mad about it. You know what I'm saying?
They're gonna be mad, and then I'm saying this: when you drafting this high, you're drafting at 12. You're drafting a day one starter. All this trying to figure out, okay, he's in the depth. I mean, you ain't want to give it to nobody. But let's be honest, when you drafting this high, these guys are starting next year. Seriously. If you got question marks, if you got to say we're battling for a starter and then a swing tackle position, like if they don't cut Terrence Steele, if you do draft offensive lineman, where's Steele going? Seriously. I mean, you gonna trust another rookie on the offensive line? Didn't we just go through this last year with two? Why we got to do all this? I don't understand it. You was good at Georgia, but just because you were great at Georgia don't mean you're gonna be great in the NFL. Stop it. Day one starter. If Genty is there, Genty is your day one starter. If you get a Luther Burden, he's your day one starter, wide receiver two. If you get a Jaleel Campbell for the linebacker from Alabama, he's a day one starter. If you get Walker from Georgia, he's a day one starter. If you go get Mason Graham from Michigan, the defensive tackle, day one starter. At 12, you can't be talking about he's in a battle.
Competition.
I need a home run at 12. I need a no doubt home run hitter at 12. You drafting too high. You don't get these type of positions when you're a good team. It's just like fences right now. The rich get richer. Right before us, the 49ers are drafting right before us. When the 49ers are healthy, whoever they draft, I mean, good God, you just adding more gold to gold because they're gonna be healthy next year, hopefully. You see what I'm saying? So I don't need question mark. I don't need you to draft another offensive lineman and they battling. If that be the case, put Brock Hoffman in the lineup. Put Brock in there. Brock deserve a chance. Brock was ready last year. That's just me.
I mean, and this is a thing. Like you have a guard, you have a tackle you drafted this year. You ain't even see the man play. You drafted Nathan Thomas. Austin Richards played. He played fine. You're not gonna give him an opportunity. And this is my point. The Eagles are in the Super Bowl with a 7th round pick rugby player playing left tackle because they took the time to develop the man. I'm not saying that every story ends like that, but when you have guys that shown you flashes and shown you potential, why not take the extra time to actually see if they can actually play football? You don't have to
you ain't coaching because they ain't really coaching.
You might have a coach now.
They probably ain't. But that's why we hear about Duke so damn much.
You done gave Josh Ball all these years a chance. Good God. Matt Lewesko a chance. Give me a break now. Somebody got to, they don't give up on these high pick linemen, y'all. We know that. They don't give up on them. They try Connor Williams.
They don't play him either, though.
Well, of course, at that time we had, all our, this go back to Tyron Smith day. We had guys in there that were just automatic starters, but they kept drafting. But when you draft guys, I don't want to be, I get it at 27 where we were drafting 22, 24. I get that. That's depth. But when you drafting 12, oh no. I got to have home runs. I'm sorry.
And then the guy that's supposed to be the best tackle got a significant knee injury. He might not even be ready.
He's gonna drop.
Damn year. Josh Simmons.
Yeah, I don't know if I even trust. The Cowboy. You miss. Tyler Guyton is. Unless it comes through this year, he might be looked at as a miss. So to double back and do it again, I don't know.
That's scary. Because listen, And this is crazy. It's crazy to say, but it's true. When you do something right multiple times, I believe in you. But the moment you mess up, I don't really have the same faith anymore.
Yeah.
It may not be fair because you got a good track record, but that's human nature. And you might have flat out, and listen, you might have missed your last 2 first-round picks because Monty Smith ain't really did shit up to this point. Tyler Guy ain't really did much of nothing up to this point. You talk about your other draft picks. Overshawn has been consistently hurt. So when he plays, which is barely, he's great, but he has not really played for you. Who's the draft pick in recent history that done did something for you outside of Cooper Beebe? Out of your first three picks, the last 2 drafts, who do you really even think about right now?
BB, but in fairness to BB was a 3rd round pick. So we ain't judging him on no first round merit.
I'm talking about your first, your second, and your 3rd round picks for the last 2 years.
Nobody, Schoonmaker ain't done nothing.
I forgot.
Schoonmaker, he was 2nd round.
Oh my God, that man was a 2nd round pick.
He was 2nd round pick. See what I'm saying? That's why I'm telling you, just in case y'all mess up the draft in rounds 2, 3, and 5, you got them 3 picks in the 5th round. Just in case you mess up, you got to hit me a home run with this first pick. You got to. That's 12. That's number 12. You're going to have a plethora of guys. That's
the 12th best player in the draft. The 12th best player in the draft.
And when you pick, you're going to have home run hitters at now all of them may not be sexy, but they're going to be home run hitters. Are you really going to be mad, chat? I don't see everybody here. But are you really? So you're going to be mad if Genty is there, but the Cowboys go pick Jaleel Campbell, the linebacker, knowing that we need linebackers, knowing that we need them, but you're not going to you're going to be mad, but you done picked a dog at linebacker. You see what I'm saying? That's a home run hitter, even though you don't think he's sexy. That's the kind of stuff that you can't mess this up, man. You just can't. Because you how many chances you really going to get to be drafting this high? Not with our talent level.
You need to be active in free agency because you are picking this high. Because if you actually fulfill your needs in free agency with guys you can count on, you can go draft whatever the hell you want. Listen, I know it's not going to happen, but if the Dallas Cowboys sign T. Higgins, I don't give a damn if I ever see them draft a wide receiver the rest of my life. They ain't got to draft a wide receiver the rest of my life. You gave me one of the better wide receivers in the league to pair up with CeeDee Lamb. I don't care.
There you go. Now you're talking.
If you actively went out there, you signed a couple running backs, you signed a Nick Chubb, and you signed you can double dip. You can sign Aaron Jones and Nick Chubb this free agency. I might let you make it not draft a Gentry if you get me somebody in the 5th round. So it depends what you actually do in free agency to make the draft make more sense. Yeah. That's usually what you care about more anyway. But we've been so conditioned as a fan base. And, even as content creators, because we know they don't ever actively partake in it, we've been so conditioned, we skip over it. We ain't here having life and death conversations about the draft, and free agency ain't even happened yet.
Yeah. You can't mess this up, man. That's all I'm saying. And you drafted pretty high in the 2nd round, too. So you really can't. You cannot mess this up. If you're going to go that route, since we believers in the draft and developmental plan, you cannot mess this up. You just can't. Not this year. You can't mess this one up this year. Because if everybody is healthy, the Cowboys are not drafting this high. If everybody's healthy, we're not going to be drafting this high. But when you got a chance to draft this high, you better go get some playmakers. That's all I'm saying. Immediate impact. Since you want to be a draft developmental team, give me the draft and give me some immediate impact. That's all I'm saying.
Let some coaches keep their job, because how are you going to develop dudes every year people getting fired?
Bingo.
I'm going to ask you this. Are they actually a draft and develop team? Because we're talking about drafting another offensive lineman to fill a role that another dude only got 11 games to try and play. Yeah. Are we really drafting and develop? I think we might just be a draft team. Because you done drafted all these offensive linemen. Austin Richards. You done drafted Matt Waletzko. You done drafted Josh Ball.
And you didn't release him.
Nate Thomas. You brought in Hoffman. You brought in this guy. Like, are you really a draft and develop team, or are you just drafting folks? Because these guys are not developing.
Yeah.
You don't at least they don't develop to a point where you feel like you can play.
I mean, in order to develop, this is the thing. You don't develop first round picks. So when we be getting credit for developing first round picks, bro, you don't develop first round picks. First round picks
No.
are ready to play right now.
Day one.
Supposed to be.
Day one.
Day one. You only get credit for like third round and back. You know what I'm saying? Because those are the guys who need developing. You don't get credit for developing a guy who don't need developing. Micah Parsons didn't need developing. You know what I'm saying?
Oh.
He just needed a field to play on. You know what I'm saying? So I don't. The Cowboys are nowhere close to being a developmental team because, bro, you have a whole new coaching staff, so you don't even know what direction these coaches are going in. So you can't really develop anything if the coaches aren't around to even pick the players to see them fail, make mistakes, get better. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Makes perfect
Man,
sense.
it's fixed. I got to get out of here in like 2 minutes.
Man, give you a closing thoughts then, Wes.
Go Chiefs, bro.
Oh,
That's it. That's it, man. That's all I got for you. Go Chiefs.
Go Chiefs, man.
Yeah,
And
man.
hey, listen, Patrick Mahomes a Cowboys fan too, and he from Texas, so you know I ain't gonna ever root against that man.
And
Especially when they play the Eagles. Come on, man.
Listen, I better not
Big
catch
time.
no
What's your closing thoughts,
Cowboys
man?
fans. We screenshotting like a mug on Sunday, so I better not catch nobody rooting for the Eagles.
My little closing thoughts is simple, man. Trust what your eyes are seeing. I don't until I see it, then I'll give Jerry and Steven credit. Some type of way, they will get in the way. It's inevitable. I don't think you can mess up round 1 and 2 and maybe 3. The real draft for us is gonna come in that 5th round where we got 3 picks, and we'll see what they do then. But I just don't believe in Jerry and Steven. They believe in their system, and I just don't see them changing. So we have to have the talent that's going to counteract all that. That's the way I look at it.
Facts. And hey, fuck the Eagles. I got the Chiefs by 90 points.
Yes.
But real talk though, man. I ain't gonna even watch the Super Bowl. I gotta go to work anyway, so I'm gonna get my money, and then after the Kansas City Chiefs win, I'm gonna watch it back. But yeah, man, y'all are right. Like, I believe we got coaches here that believe in running the football, but I also believe that Jerry Jones runs Dallas in every capacity. So if he says you're going to throw that ball, you're going to throw that ball.
He gonna throw it.
So we just going to have to see what happens. Now, listen.
I mean, hey, the only way you can fix it is if he just go overboard and just get the receiver and the running back, so it just don't even matter. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh,
Like as long, listen to me. If they go get Higgins, they can still get Gentry. Like, imagine they can both. You know what I mean?
You load the gun up with major league bullets.
Yeah, just load the clip up. Just have so much.
Load it up.
Like that you just secure. Because I'm gonna tell you, one way you can secure success is by having more.
Thanks.
Bingo.
Hey, my closing thoughts is this, man. It's a funny story. I was watching Full House, and I remember Jessica Tanner, the little girl. She used to have this little black goldfish that used to always die. So I remember Uncle Jesse. It took him 3 days to find this goldfish, and she was just crying all day, all 3 days, right? And on the last day, they gave her the goldfish, and then they were like, the dad was like, man, what's gonna happen if he die again? And Uncle Jesse opened up the cabinet, and you know what he had? He had 12 goldfish in there. He said, I got you covered. That's what the Cowboys need to be on, bro. Like, if it don't work with Gentry, don't trip. We can just throw it to Higgins. If it don't work to Higgins, don't trip. We're gonna throw it to, because listen, you really need to go get a tight end too. Go see what Atlanta want for Kyler Pitts. I mean, for Kyle Pitts. Shoot, I'll take it. Now that they don't want him.
Load the clip, Doc. Load the clip.
Just load, yeah. Just excessively load the clip.
Everybody else done. That's what everybody else did.
Because if you really think about it, that's what Philadelphia did.
That's exactly what
That's what Philadelphia actually did. They loaded the clip. They just stacked their team, bro, where it was like, we don't really know what's stopping us, so we're just going to stack up everything. Give me two $20 million receivers. Give me one $15 million running back. Give me 3 offensive linemen making $15, $20 million a year. Matter of fact, let's do the same thing on defense. Give me this.
There you go.
Bro, they just stacked the deck.
Guess what, Wes? It just didn't start there. The blueprint was there. What in the world did Tampa Bay do? They loaded the clip.
With Tom Brady.
Well, exactly.
Tom
What
Brady
did the
and Gronk.
Rams do? What did the Rams do? They loaded the clip.
Man, they had Odell Beckham over there like a third wide receiver, and he still has some juice in the tank.
They had Dexter Fowler at edge rush to go along with the greatest defensive player in the game at the time. They had Jalen Ramsey at corner. Come on, man. Load the clip. That is the new NFL. But, we too busy watching the cap while everybody else running the new cap program better than us. So, hey, what am I talking about?
Easily.
I don't know.
But man, this
To
is
a degree, if you want a Super Bowl, you're gonna have to pay for it. Period.
Yeah,
Period.
that's today's
Period.
NFL. That's
And
today's
it's
NFL.
crazy because you would think in this era, Jerry would be killing it, bruh.
Got the wrong guy running the cap. Bottom
Like
line.
it's wrong. It's like got wrong era though. Back when everybody-
You speak Chinese now.
Yeah, they done assassinated my boy, man.
Yeah.
That's good. We finna leave anyway, man. Wes can't say it, so I'ma say it, man. Never look down because hold on, cuz back. I can see his picture, so I'm gonna let him
There
say
you go.
he came all the way back in. So, hey, finish your train of thought, and we will close out.
He gone.
He gone. All right, never look down, dog.